There are places in America the maps don't warn you about. Quiet backroads, forgotten towns, and stretches of land where the living and the dead seem to share the same breath. Tonight, we're heading into the rural dark, to hear true encounters from people who swear they've seen what most of us fear. 3 stories, 3 voices, and each one still haunted. So turn down the lights, check your locks, and listen closely. We begin with Ellie, a woman who spent her childhood in a house that was never quite empty. Story 1. The House on Curlew Road, rural Kansas. Submitted by Ellie. I grew up in a house my parents bought for cheap back in 1989. It was about 10 miles outside of Atchison, Kansas, off a gravel stretch called Curlew Road. We were surrounded by forest and old cattle fields. Isolated but beautiful. The house was a 2-story farmhouse built in the 1920s, with a barn that had half collapsed and an overgrown garden full of rusted tools. My parents were excited. It was their dream fixer-upper. I was 6 when we moved in. At first, it was little things. A cold spot on the stairs, the smell of tobacco in the hallway, though no one smoked. We'd hear soft footsteps in the attic, and my dad would blame squirrels. But I remember watching him go up there once with a flashlight. He came down pale and quiet, said nothing was there, but he didn't look convinced. My room was at the end of the hall upstairs. The first night I slept there, I woke up to the sound of someone whispering right next to my bed. It was too fast to make out words, like someone speaking through a fan. I screamed. My parents said it was a nightmare. But it happened again and again. I stopped sleeping with the lights off. Things escalated over the years. When I was 9, my mom found all the kitchen drawers open one morning, every cabinet. Nothing taken, just open, like someone had been looking for something. Then came the scratching, inside the walls. It wasn't mice. We had those too, and I knew the difference. This was rhythmic, deliberate. Sometimes it would stop if I knocked back. Sometimes it wouldn't. One day, my mom was doing laundry in the basement when she saw a little girl in a white dress standing just beyond the hanging sheets. She thought it was me playing dress-up. She said, "Ellie, what are you doing down here?" The girl didn't answer, just turned and walked straight through the furnace wall. My mom came upstairs shaking. That night, she left a Bible on the windowsill. Around that time, I started sleepwalking. I'd wake up downstairs or out on the porch. Once, I was standing in the middle of the barn in my pajamas, barefoot in the frost. My dad installed a lock on my bedroom door. From the outside, the worst thing happened when I was 11. It was a Saturday. My parents were outside chopping wood, and I was upstairs reading. I heard someone say my name, not shouting, whispering it. I looked up and saw the girl. Same white dress. She was in the hallway, just outside my room. Her face looked wrong, like it was stretched or melted. Her eyes were too big. I froze. Then she smiled, tilted her head, and said, "Come find me." I screamed so loud my dad busted through the front door. I wouldn't go back upstairs for days. We moved out the next summer. My mom said it was for work, but I know she just couldn't take it anymore. I've tried to find the house again as an adult, just out of curiosity. But Curlew Road's been repaved, renamed, and nothing comes up under the old address. Sometimes I wonder if that house was real at all, or if the land itself was cursed. But one thing I do know. When you grow up in a haunted house, you never forget it. I still sleep with a light on, and sometimes, even now, when everything is quiet, I swear I hear someone whisper my name. Story 2. The Screaming Field. Abandoned Farm. Plattsmouth, Nebraska. Sent in by Lila. In 2016, my husband and I bought a farmhouse in Cass County, Nebraska. We wanted peace and quiet, something away from the city noise. The listing said, "Needs love." But the land was beautiful. Acres of golden cornfields, blue skies, and silence. The place had sat empty for over 15 years. The previous owner left suddenly. No forwarding info, No explanation. Seemed odd, but I figured rural life could be like that. The first strange thing happened a month in. We were still unpacking. Around 2 a.m., I woke to what I thought was a woman screaming. It was faint, distant, but real. I shook my husband awake, but by the time he sat up, it was gone. He figured it was a fox. They make horrible noises sometimes. But I'd grown up around animals. This wasn't that. A few nights later, I heard it again. Louder this time, same tone. Desperate, panicked, human. It seemed to come from the far end of our field. I grabbed a flashlight and walked the perimeter. I called out. No one answered. But as I turned back, I saw her. A woman standing still in the field. Pale dress, long, dark hair. She was far enough away that I couldn't see her face, but close enough to know she was watching me. I yelled, thinking maybe she needed help, but she didn't move. Then she ran deeper into the corn, not stumbling, not confused, sprinting. I followed. Maybe 40 feet in, my light started to flicker. Then it died. And I swear, I felt something brush past me. Cold, like air moving fast. The next morning I checked the ground. No footprints but mine. I asked around town, trying to be subtle. Most folks just shrugged it off, but an older woman at the diner asked where I lived. When I told her, she went quiet. That land used to belong to the Cross family, she said. Their daughter Grace disappeared in the 1920s. After her fiancé died in a barn fire, she lost her mind. Screamed for days. Walked the fields until one night she didn't come back. I tried to dismiss it. But things kept happening. Muddy footprints on the porch in the morning. A door slamming in the barn. No wind. One night I recorded the sound. I still have it. Not an animal. Not the wind. It's a woman. Crying. And then screaming. We sold the place the following spring. Took a loss. I don't care. I sleep through the night now, and that's worth every penny. Story 3. The Church with No Name. Pine Woods, Louisiana. Submitted by Marcus. I've driven trucks across every state in the lower 48. You see some weird stuff on the road, but nothing like what I saw outside Pine Woods, Louisiana, in 2019. I was hauling lumber from Shreveport to Mobile. About midnight, I pulled off a side road to relieve myself. GPS had glitched out, and I figured I'd stop and recalibrate. I noticed a small gravel path leading into the trees. Nothing marked. But at the end of it, maybe 200 yards in, I saw a white wooden building. Looked like an old church. Single steeple, double doors that open wide. I grew up Baptist. Churches were always safe spaces, but something about this one felt off. No sign. No crosses. Just a dark, open doorway and an uneasy silence. I walked up, curiosity beating caution. Inside, it was dusty, with old wooden pews, worn hymnals, and, weirdest of all, lit candles. Dozens of them. Fresh. No wax trails. As I stepped farther in, I noticed a low humming. At first, I thought it was in my head, a tune I couldn't place. But it was real. Faint and low, like it was coming from beneath the floor. I froze. That's when I saw something move behind the pulpit. A pale face peeking out. No sound. Just watching me. I ran. Got to my truck, locked the doors, and started the engine. When I looked in the mirror, the church doors were still wide open, but now 3 figures stood there, just inside. Their faces were pale. Eyes completely black. No whites. Just staring. I floored it. Didn't stop till I hit a main road. I dropped a pin where the church was, but when I came back a week later, nothing. Just woods. Not even a foundation. I tried searching property records. Nothing there either. I don't stop on unmarked roads anymore. I don't care how bad I have to pee. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed tonight's stories, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and join us next time for more tales that linger long after the lights go out.